Ladies and gentlemen, we have our first email today, which I'm really excited about. Um, and it is essentially bringing peace into your life, and I'm going to include protecting said peace in your life because I think that's also important. So we have a bit of a broad topic to talk about, but I think it's very worth it. So let's just get into it. Okay? We have an email. I'm gonna leave names out of it because I'm not the person to just give names out. But um, let's do it. So we're gonna start with the bringing the peace into your life, okay? And I had to learn this from other people because I did not know myself either. So one of my friends actually gave me an example. Her name's Tulp. I will get to that whenever I give you the shit, for lack of a better word. So first, whenever you're trying to bring peace into your life, what I want you to do is make a list of things that you enjoy doing, even if you don't follow that list. So if you just have notes app on your phone, or if you write it down on a piece of paper or whatever, make a list of things, even if it's small, things that you enjoy doing, so you can kind of process things that you already know bring you joy. Okay. Make time for self-care. Regardless of lifestyle, it's really important to make time for self-care. And that looks different for a lot of people. For me, my self-care is lifting heavy shit or playing a video game, or sometimes my self-care is hanging out with my friends in Discord. Whatever. Occasionally, not super often, but occasionally, I'll even enjoy a small glass of whiskey. That for me is self-care. For other people, it could be like taking a bath, like just a long, relaxing bath. You get a bath bomb or some kind of essential oils or whatever. I don't really know much about that shit, to be honest with you. I don't take baths. I'm a shower guy. That could also be like listening or reading a book. And I say listening because audiobooks are a thing. Books are sometimes self-care. It doesn't matter what the book is. It doesn't matter if it's a self-help book or if it's just a book about a story you like, whatever. A book. That could be that simple. And sometimes for me also, I will literally sit in this chair or on my couch. I'll put my headphones on, my beautiful wireless headphones, or I feel like fucking with them, my little wireless earbuds, and I'll just sit there and listen to music, like just whatever I feel like listening to. So small little things of self-care. Some people, this isn't me, but some people I've spoken to over the years have said that cleaning is really relaxing for them. If that's something that's relaxing for you, fucking do it. That's a form of self-care, okay? Even if it's something creative, like writing a poem or drawing or making a scrapbook, whatever. Something on the creative side that you find calming. It's not like a stressful thing, it's just something you thoroughly enjoy doing. Self-care is overlooked, and I understand that some people kind of feel like they have no time for it. Like if you're a parent, I understand that kids are a full-time job. Or if you're a blue-collar worker like me, sometimes work just kicks your fucking ass. And on those days, my self-care is sitting on that fucking couch and doing absolutely nothing. or sitting in this chair and playing a video game. Sometimes I don't want to listen to other people's voices. I don't want to talk to anybody. I want to sit here and enjoy myself for a little while after a stressful day at work. This has also been pretty nice for me after work. I work today. Obviously, it's a fucking, what day is it? It's Tuesday. Wow, I didn't know what day it was. So self-care is very important, and it will help you bring more peace into your life. The more, even if they're small and short-lived moments, those moments of peace will help you a lot. You can kind of bring your cortisol levels down. You can get the stress levels down. And if you have a way to get the stress out, or any negative emotion you might have felt throughout the day out in a constructive way, whether that be working out in some way, or something that I used to do was I would write my feelings or my day down on a piece of paper, kind of like a diary, but I would either burn the piece of paper after, or I would rip that motherfucker to shreds, because it's almost in a way like letting those emotions go, and just kind of getting it out. And it's in a constructive way. So that's something that you can do. There's a lot more to that, to bringing peace into your life, but I want to get into protecting said peace that you have started bringing into your life. Okay. Throughout my life, a really big problem has been outside sources, people. Whether that be I have had no time for me, or they want me to do something that I have no interest in, or I am uncomfortable doing, whatever the case may be. And I got to a point where I got really comfortable having to be an asshole about it, because I'm always nice to people, right? Mostly. So if there is a boundary that I've set, I'm going to say it in a nice way, but that boundary is a firm boundary. Okay, it's not like, it's not, oh, he'll do it if I ask him a different way. No, the fuck I won't. That was a boundary that I set, and it was a firm boundary for a reason. So I'm nice whenever I set the boundary, unless a line has been crossed. And there are people out there who want to test those boundaries. And this doesn't just apply to me. This applies to pretty much everybody. There are going to be people who push that boundary where you set it, and you have to be an asshole. I had to do it with my own mother. Okay? Like, we'll say we had a falling out. Okay? Because her and I in my adult life have almost never seen eye to eye, especially as I've made the effort to grow as a person. And there was one day I was talking to someone, and I found out a whole lot of things about my upbringing. Wasn't a great upbringing. And my mother is still the same person she was back then. She's almost 50 years old and is still the exact same person. So I told her, until you make the effort to grow as a person and strive to improve, I don't want to hear anything from you. I don't want a text message. I don't want a, hey, how you doing? I don't want a phone call. I don't want anything. until I see that you've made that improvement, I don't want anything to do with you. And if you text me before you make it in a fucking attempt to do this, I will block your number. I had already blocked her on Facebook because of an incident. That's another conversation for another day. But I had already blocked her on Facebook. So I told her I'd block her number as well. Sometimes you have to be an asshole for people to understand that you have a boundary set in place and you are not going to adjust your boundary for that person. Now, I have another video about boundaries that gets way deeper into that. Not way deeper, but there's more to it. So that in my eyes is protecting your peace, because people are going to try to disturb your peace regardless. It could be someone close to you, it could be an acquaintance, it could be a fucking coworker. Someone is going to disturb your peace in one way or another. And it is okay to be an asshole in order to protect your peace. Now, if it's in a professional setting, I really recommend not being an asshole about it, unless you absolutely have to be. Especially, it's a time where you need just time for yourself. And if it's something small, like, hey, I want to go to the bar with you. Do you want to go? Be comfortable saying no. Then you don't have to be an asshole there, but just be comfortable saying no. Because you're at a point where you need time for yourself, right? And self-care is way too overlooked. So take that time for yourself. Tell people no. It's absolutely okay to do that. If someone gets upset with you because you need time for yourself, they are not your friend. They are not your person. I don't give a fuck what the relationship is. They do not belong in your life if they get mad at you for taking time for yourself. As long as you've communicated that you are taking time for yourself. Even if it's a conversation that happens later, like you've taken the day for yourself and you've just ignored your phone or whatever. If you say the words, I'm sorry, I was taking time for myself, or you don't even have to apologize for that, really. But, be comfortable saying no and be comfortable being an asshole when it's necessary. I'm not saying to go out there and just be a fucking asshole. When it's necessary, be comfortable with doing that when it's needed, because sometimes it's needed. Unfortunately, something that I find is also really important is at the end of your day, even if it's something small, find something to do that's enjoyable for you and something calming. Even if it's like you have a cup of tea. I'm not a tea person, but if it's like a cup of tea or sitting there and reading a book before you go to bed, having a glass of wine. A glass of wine isn't going to affect you a whole lot. So if it's something that you find enjoyable at the end of your day and you're able to do it, fucking do it. It doesn't matter if you sit there and write in your journal at the end of the day, laying in bed. It's important, especially at the end of a stressful day, to do something to kind of decompress. Decompression time is super important. If you get into a relationship and you start living together, you need to make it a point to take that decompression time, even if it's away from your partner. And your partner needs to be okay with that. If your partner is not okay with that, there's another conversation that needs to happen. And be okay with having those conversations. If you tell someone you need the decompression time and you're not going to be around, that's fine. Do that. There are a lot of days, me and my friends hang out in Discord almost every day. But there are a lot of times I don't get on Discord until 7 or 8 o'clock at night because I'm taking the decompression time and I'm just sitting alone, enjoying myself. And that's what I need in that moment. There are times where I'll get in Discord immediately after getting home or immediately after recording one of these episodes. And that's also my decompression time. It just depends on what I need that day. So decompression time will help a lot. I promise it will help a lot. And it's not quite the same as self-care, but it's very similar. Self-care is more like you're doing things to make yourself a little healthier, a little happier. Decompression time is just taking time away to kind of settle after a long or a stressful day. It doesn't even have to be a long day, but a stressful day. But I honestly recommend if you are in a place similar, I'll get into this. If you get into a place mentally similar to where I was a couple of years ago, I really recommend you take that decompression time as often as you can. And I say that because I was in a place where a lot of things would set me off in a negative way. Whether that be I was irritable or I was just fucking depressed. Like it did not matter. There was a time where things would set me off real fucking easy. And I had to learn to take the decompression time. And this is also when I learned to say no or just not answer my phone. I really recommend if it's a relationship you value, you don't ignore your phone. Just say, hey, no, I need to take today. But if it's also just a day where you cannot fucking bear to answer your phone, because that happens, just don't answer your phone. Put your phone on silent and fucking ignore it. Let it sit somewhere. Or if your decompression time is on your phone, because for some people, it's just scrolling like TikTok or whatever and watching funny shit. That's okay. Just put your phone on silent and ignore the messages that come in. If that's something you need to do. Because that's important. So, I really hope this helps. If there is more to this that has helped you, if there are other examples that have helped you, I would love so much to see it in the comments or send me a message. I don't give a shit. If you don't want to email me, you can send me a message. My name's the same pretty much everywhere except for on YouTube. So if you look for Mike Poppin, that's me. Or on Instagram, it's Michael.Poppin. Yeah. So if that's something that you want to do, that's fine. If you want to leave a comment on this video, that's fine. If you want to email me, totally fine. I'm here for it. But I would love to see, regardless, examples of something you have done to either protect your peace or bring more peace into your life. Or even examples of self-care. I would love to see all of it. So that's all I got for this one. I hope this helps. I will see you guys on the next one.